Good evening, and welcome to the Benson's Park Advisory Committee meeting. And today is August 20th, 2026, and the time is 7 p.m. Welcome, everybody. First, we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Steve, since you're now on the board officially, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Steve, would you, so Ellen Griffin was not able to come tonight. She wasn't feeling very well. So Steve is going to step in as secretary for tonight. Steve, would you take the attendance?
I have,
It's
okay.
right in front of you.
So Ellen's not here. Jake?
I'm present.
Susan? Nathan?
Here.
Evan?
Here.
Steve? Matt Pelletier, excused absence. John, excused absence. And alternate Harry, excused absence.
I will go back to that. I did not receive any information about Matt, so it wouldn't be excused absence. So
Okay.
if you want to just mark that. And I did get information, Harry is coming late. He had another meeting tonight, with the town, so he is coming a little later. Natalie, I did speak with her
Yeah,
this morning. and
She called me and she gave me some information. I will present it.
Okay. But she also did, I talked to her this morning and she said she wasn't gonna be able to be here. And I believe that Ellen, Kim Allen, from the Board of Selectmen, she had indicated that she had a prior commitments and then probably up until November, she wasn't going to be at the meetings, but she is going to be listening to the meetings and helping us out on that end. So, we can put that down. All right. So we'll get started. First, does anybody have any public input that they wanted to put in, or any emails that they've received from other people that they want to put in from public input? Nobody? Okay. All right, so we'll check that off. No public input tonight. Next, we will approve the minutes for June 18th.
Should be July, though.
I mean, sorry, I meant to put July.
I just noticed that.
Thank you, July. I'll make a mark on that. For July 18th, if anybody did not get a chance to look at it, I do have a copy of the minutes. If anybody needs to look at it. Anybody?
Nope, good.
Meeting minutes? Okay. All right, so all in favor of accepting the minutes from July 16th? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll entertain a motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, accept the minutes from July 16th meeting. That was a long but very informative meeting. All right, so the next thing is, we're gonna move on to old business, number 6. And then this is the expenditures and balances of August 9th, as of August 9th. Our balance is now back up to 1,100, because they have updated for the new year. The Benson's Park Capital Reserve Fund balance is $120,660.66. As of 8/7, that was when I received it, and you all have a copy of that. I do want to make a notation. When I looked at it, according to last year's, I don't know if you guys have it in front of you, if you could take a look of the report, they put in for the Benson's Park meals as 200. We did not want that last year for 200. We had it as 500. So I'm not sure why that changed.
We had a surplus we had a surplus last fiscal year. That's why.
No, because I think we can put in, like, if we wanted it to be more money in that particular fund,
Right.
they changed it. That was what we changed last year, because we need more money for the food.
Or they moved to something
So
else.
they moved the money somewhere else. Which you can see now, the Benson's Park printing before was 500, and now that's 800. And so I did put in an email, asking him why that was changed. And he is new to the position, so he wasn't sure why. So I'm gonna put in another email, because I really think that the food is really where we need the money, because yes, we did have a few people that donated food for the volunteer pickups, but it did not cover it. And I know for the rest of, we still have more pickups to come, and $200 is not gonna
Yeah, it's
cover
not
it.
gonna be enough.
So, I'm hoping to make that adjustment by next month. So if you guys wanna just remind yourself of that, to remind me that we need to follow up on that and why they put it into the printing. Because we did have enough this year for the printing that we needed. Unless you guys wanna do more printing, and I think we're good with what we have. Anybody else? Anybody wanna entertain the motion that we look into this matter, as why, and put it back to $500
Yeah.
for meals, and change the printing back to $500 for printing? We all, do we, I mean, we have to vote on it, and then,
I guess, yeah.
and then I'm gonna email the Board of Selectmen and, ask why, and then see if we can get that changed. Does everybody agree that we should change it back?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Entertain a motion?
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, I will find out what's up and change it back, because I don't really know why that happened. Because I know last year we had talked about changing it, we needed more money in that fund. And then we did change it, so. All right, so we'll make changes on that. The next thing up, update on our response for the DHR review of lead paint and mold moisture removal. I'm gonna put that over on Steve and Jake. Anybody wanna talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to go through the documents and see what the next steps are. So, I mean, if you wanna, Steve, if you wanna take a first pass, and then we can have a meeting, I think, not in this forum, we'll make a meeting to talk specifically about what needs to happen next.
Okay.
I mean, we were very close on getting that remediation started, so I don't think it's gonna take a whole lot, just reconnecting with DHS and
Yep.
making sure they have what they need.
Right, I agree, I mean, it seemed pretty.
Yeah, we were right there, yeah, so.
pretty done. And I, like I said, I went through and I did see that paperwork, I think
Yep.
I put it
Yeah,
right
I mean,
on
the
top.
quote's already approved,
Yeah.
we should be
Yep.
able to move on it.
All right, so I'll put that in as Steve, you're gonna report back, next month?
Sure.
Okay. And then, okay. All right, so we don't really have much more on that as of right now, so we'll move on to D. Scroll down here. Update on the Board of Selectmen approval for the proposed charter of the Benson's Park Advisory Committee, also adding, treasurer position. Jake?
Yeah, it's done. I mean, I added that stuff in. I sent it to Kim, to pass on to the BOS.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard anything back
I
from
have
them
not.
of when they're gonna
Nope.
review it and,
No, and I said, let me know if you have any questions or if you need any further changes. And that was right before the July committee meeting, so it's been a month.
and you haven't heard back from Kim?
No.
Okay, so you did add the
Mhm.
request for a treasurer position?
Yep,
Okay.
and I also added, the other budgetary notes that were in the other charter that Heidi had referenced.
Okay,
So all the language is in there, plus, all the language that we had refined and put in there.
Could I get a copy of that? I
Sure.
haven't seen it.
Yep.
Mm. Okay, so you're waiting for Kim Allen to let you know when that's gonna be brought up at
Yeah,
what
or,
meeting?
or if there
'Cause
are
I
any other
think-
changes, or,
Yeah, I think we have to be present for that meeting, when they do bring it up for approval. So, I don't know if you wanna just send an email again.
yeah, I can send a follow-up.
Okay. And if you hear back, if you could just let all of us know that, the charter's gonna be reviewed
Sure.
at what meeting, and then that way we can, if you can't be present, one of us can be there to kinda
Sure.
get it through the finish line, and then I think, I really don't see why they would not approve it, cause I think we pretty much did everything that they were asking.
Yeah,
So-
I expected there to be like kind of notes, and then we would just put the notes in and then
Yeah.
move forward on it, but I haven't received any notes, so.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions on that and anything?
Who's supposed to send notes? Who was supposed to send you notes?
So, we sent it basically to the BOS to, it had already gone through several iterations
Yeah.
amongst the committee members. We sent it all to the BOS and said, we would like to proceed, let us know if this is okay to proceed, or if you have any notes back for us to make any edits. So I had seen like the notes that the
Yeah.
BOS had gone back to on the other committee, the sustainability, and they had a lot of like, just
Tweaking and stuff.
tweaking, and that's what I expected, was like kind of, here's, 10 or 15 things we want to tweak, or this language needs to be tweaked, or, but I haven't heard back yet from them.
So you've included all of those notes and sent it
Yeah,
back to
Yeah.
them? Got it.
exactly.
He also sent it to Kim Allen, who is our,
The liaison.
the liaison for Board of Selectmen for our group.
We worked on it with the former liaison,
Yes,
Heidi.
with Heidi.
For several months over the winter.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's been an iterative process already.
I'm hoping that we can get this done and
Yeah,
approved
let's,
by the end
yeah,
of this year,
check
and that
it-
way
check-
we can
Check
kinda.
it off the box, yeah.
Yeah, because I believe the next thing that we
The
need
master plan
to work on is the master plan, which
needs a lot of work.
needs a lot of work, and we kinda took a peek at that, and we said, all right, step one.
Yeah,
We gotta
exactly.
get this done.
Walk, crawl, run, crawl,
But,
walk.
but I think, the master plan in general is just basically updating a lot of the things that they had in the master plan are done. So it was like, all of these are done, but we've also added more things
Yep,
since that master plan has been done.
Right.
So, we're just trying to move forward, one step at a time, right?
Mhm.
All right, anybody else have any other questions about that, of the process and what we're doing? Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so the update on the unveiling ceremony, as of July 25th. Historical building post markers for Hazelton Barn, office kitchen, and train station donation from Roger Pellerin and Gate City Monument. I just want to first say thank you very much for everybody that came that day and volunteered. I thought it was a great day. I know that we had more people than we thought.
there was quite a few
And
people.
It was very excited. I was very excited that we had people from the Heidi Jacoby came from the Board of Selectmen's office, and I can't think of his name. Who was it? He's not the Board of Selectmen. He's the
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Roy Sorensen.
Roy.
Yeah.
Roy. He's like, that's not my
Yeah,
job.
he was there.
Um,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Roy was there, And very excited that Mr. Pellerin did come.
Yep.
Because I really was happy that we could provide him with the plaque, thanking him for all of his volunteerism. And I think that was greatly received by everybody that was there. The plaques look great, the stonework looks great, and also I want to thank the Department of Public Works. Jay came as well to support, the project, and he did a lot of work with that too. As for the day, I think that, going back and thinking of like, it ended up being a very hot day. We didn't think it was going to be that warm. This is our first time doing this. I think we can tweak a few things. We had talked about, and you were with me doing the tour, Steve, over to the Hazelton Barn. That was awesome. Like that tour in that barn was very, very informative. And it was very hot in there. So we did not have water. So making some information for the next time, and I think we should continue to do this to give people, the opportunity to go into these buildings and see what we're doing and how they can help us move forward with what we're trying to do, in restoring all of these buildings. But we needed water and we needed seats. We did have an older generation that, and we weren't prepared with that. So I want to say thank you to Jake for coming
Water
immediately
runs.
with water runs. So I would say, in the future, people that struggle with, such a long walk over, I mean, it's an 8-minute walk, but it's uphill and it was a hot day. So, possibly showing them where the parking areas is, which there is a little parking area on the side of the road. So if they needed to do that, they could have parked too. But I thought people, were very interested and informed with what we're doing. I want to thank Paul Tracy for coming in and talking about the lions. That was interesting, and people got to see the lions. They were interested in that. So anybody else have any other feedback on what they felt for the day and how it went?
I think it went very smoothly.
Yeah, I think it was really good. I mean, great turnout.
Yeah.
It was probably at least 60 people, I would think. And,
Yeah.
it was just a nice day. It was a good event. It was fairly well organized, for us kind of just pulling it together,
know.
sort of.
First timers were like, what are you doing?
Well, I think it was very well organized.
Yeah, it was. It was very well organized. Yeah,
Tried
for
my
sure.
best, but there's always those little tweaks that we can make for future times. But
Yeah, no, it was great.
I really think that we should continue to do these, at least once a year, if not twice a year, if we can pull it off, so that people can see the things that we are updating and the progress.
Yep.
And that we definitely need funding for every project that we do. And it doesn't have to be funding through money. If you have a company that is interested and knows that they can do this work and you want to donate and volunteer that way, like Roger Pellerin did, we're open to those donations as well. Okay, all right. So next, update on the Lions Pride Restoration Project. Lee is in the, Paul Tracy is in the process right now of, cleaning the stones. I know that I haven't seen, what he's been doing the last week or so, but I did, send him out an email asking him if he could let me know, as the project moves forward, what are the steps that he's doing. Anybody else have any other information on the Lions?
Yeah, last time you mentioned that the idea of putting the lions in the cage wasn't feasible because there was no way how they can put them in. And I checked it out, and I think from the top, if we get a big crane, they could be put in.
From the top of what?
From the top of the former cage, lion cage.
The lion cage. So the one thing that we would have to do on that is they have to be enclosed like from weathering, so we'd have to build a roof. But,
Yeah, they would have to build a roof anyway.
yeah, so that's another idea. I
Yeah.
mean, we can write
And-
that down.
I think it would be good kind of statement, good show, if the lions would be in the lion's cage.
Okay, that's a good idea. Do you wanna look into that and maybe see about, like, cost-wise, if we were to put
Would it-
them in there, and the DPW, if in fact they could get a crane to lift them in there?
Okay, I can
Do you
look
wanna
at it.
head that project?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Because I know, I mean, if they do possibly get done by the end of this year, we'll be looking to place them by next spring, you know, in a permanent location. So if we can, you know, start looking at ideas and building and, you know, if you have a company, and the other idea that we had was building a gazebo, with kind of plexiglass around it, so it's covered, kids can't get in and sit on them, and things like that. And the weathering, you know, maybe you have a company and that you'd be willing to do that, please let us know. But that was another idea that we had too.
do we have any idea how much they weight?
They're like 2,000 pounds a
Yeah,
piece.
very-
2,000?
Very heavy.
Yeah.
You're very heavy. Yeah. So I think if we look into all different ideas, we can come up with something that will work. I think the main thing is moving them as the least as possible, because they're, even when they do get, you know, fixed or a little bit, they're still gonna be very fragile.
Yep.
Okay, all right, thank you, Jan.
Okay,
So, all right, G, the Board of Selectmen update on Alligator Alley, bridge replacement, approval of donation. Thank you, Jan, on that.
I was looking at it, you know, they put the pile for the foundation, and it was about a month ago, and since then, nothing happened. So I don't know if they're waiting for the custom-built beams or whatever story is, but I will contact Jay and I will ask him if they have any time schedule when they want to do it.
All right, great, thank you.
And I noticed we originally asked for 8-foot wide bridge, and they the propose is 6 foot. So I think it should be okay.
Yeah.
And also they did a lot of filling there because there was erosion. They filled it with the crushed stone big.
Yeah,
And also they propose that there gonna be some paving done after the bridge is done to make it nice.
yeah,
So
it's
it-
gonna be great. I'm very excited, and I think I showed some of the pictures last time, of what they're
Yeah.
proposing to do, and I think the bridge looks great.
Yeah.
I think the last I heard from Jay is that, they were just waiting on the construction to get done, but he felt that it would probably get done by the end of the summer.
Yeah. I noticed there was on the other side, there was big tree falling down. It was about a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
and they removed the tree. You cannot tell even it
I know.
was there.
they're
So
very quick with that.
They did good job on it.
Yeah, I feel like lately we've been losing a lot of trees. But they're old, so that's why we need replacement trees. If anybody wants to donate a tree, we also have that coming up. And actually, I'll just say this now, we do have one person that is doing a memorial tree. And if people are interested in doing a memorial tree this year, you'll want to get on that right now, because they usually will be planting them in October. So if you're interested and you wanted to do that, but you weren't sure when, your opportunity won't be again until next October if you don't get it in this October. So if you want to give us a call, reach out on the Benson's Park website, and we'll get back to you. All right, thank you, Jan.
You're welcome.
All right, so H, review of ordinances listed on the park usage form, rough draft. I'm gonna put that over to Evan, which
Sure.
I have the rough draft right here. I found it. I printed mine out.
Perfect. So yeah, so I know this. We've been kind of chipping away at this over the last couple of months. At our July meeting, I had talked about some minor suggested edits. I sent that version of the signage with those edits to Roy Sorensen just to get his guidance on kind of how to move this forward through the BOS. He connected me with Deputy Chief McElhenney from Hudson PD, which was really helpful just because given that kind of a lot of the enforcement for these things is a partnership with Hudson PD, we wanted to make sure that they were aware of some of these changes we were looking at, albeit minor changes. So Steve looked at those. He was comfortable with our proposed changes, didn't see any concerns. The only suggestion that he had that we didn't talk about at our last meeting was he felt that the operating hours were a little bit unnecessarily cumbersome, kind of changing the operating hours 4 times a year. He felt like that was potentially a source of confusion for patrons and for the police. So he said if we could kind of get that simplified. My suggestion, which was on the draft that I sent
Yep.
you all earlier
Yeah,
this
I see
week,
it.
was
Sorry.
just going to dawn to dusk, which is, I mean, pretty standard for parks, cemeteries, outdoor public venues. And that seems to be what those hour changes seem to be getting at, was kind of following the sunset. So
Right.
just saying dawn to dusk.
Yeah, and I agree because when I look at that, I'm like, it just takes too much time to read.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I think that is a great idea to change that to,
Yeah, and really, it's like the sun doesn't set 2 hours earlier on October 1st. So this is really just giving people more time to
yeah.
enjoy the park. So so I did send that draft to folks earlier in the week. If people are comfortable with that, our next step would be to send it to BOS
Okay.
to make sure that they're comfortable. Again, there weren't significant changes, so we'll see what Roy says in terms of whether he feels like the changes are such that we would need to kind of go to a meeting or whether they'll just give us the okay. And then once, either way, once that's okayed, we'd be good to go to move forward with updating signage. And Roy said to just kind of work with DPW and their vendors to get those replaced.
Yeah, and we'll have to put that on, for the DPW for their park usage form.
Yeah.
And then put it on the website, our website too. All right,
Yeah. So,
I have something to say. Now the form for usage of park is issued or approved by the DPW.
yes, it's always been, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we should be including the procedure so we know that there is group there today or tomorrow, so we can kind of monitor it if somebody is violating it. Now we don't know. There is 15 people there, and you don't know if they have permit or not. So it would be nice if we could be included in the loop for the approval of the usage.
Okay. So the monitoring piece is what we talked about in other conversations, is how I do not want to have to go talk to people because we don't know how they're gonna react to that. Being that we're not authorities. So if anything, maybe they could have it sent to the police department. Like, we can't go around asking people, do you have a permit or not permit, or you don't have a permit and you have to leave. We, as a committee, can't do that.
But this way we wouldn't have to, because we will have a list of the people approved. So if there are 15 group of 15 people and they don't have permit, they are not on our list, we know. So we can call probably police and ask them to leave.
Okay, so,
So we wouldn't have to be monitoring it, we just
well,
call it.
somebody would,
That is monitoring.
yeah, it is monitoring.
We're not the enforcement
No.
body. The Hudson Police Department would be the enforcing body.
Yeah. I think if anything, they could, we could look into maybe having it sent to the police department. These are the people that are designated, that have permission to be in the park. So if you're coming into the park and such as what I saw when I came in an evening and saw that we had trash overflowing and music loud. I did go speak to the people and they were very receptive to that, and they were, oh, I'm sorry, and, you know, pick up and we'll take care of it. But in all honesty, like, we shouldn't be doing that, because you don't know how people will react. So I do agree that we need to come up with some type of a plan, but, you know, I'm not gonna walk around. I get what you're saying. If you're here in the park and you see, okay, well, I see that there's this group, but you know, you can't really go over and say, hi, are you this group? Oh, you're not, you gotta go, like, you know, we don't wanna have
It's
to.
not our place to do that.
It's not our place, nor do we want that responsibility.
I don't.
But I agree with you. I mean, we need to have more police presence, in the park. I think we've talked about, hi, Harry.
Hi.
So, you know, maybe we could make a suggestion,
So they
you know,
will-
asking the Department of Public Works, you know, I mean, they could send us an email. We could ask for them to send
Exactly.
us. I mean, it doesn't hurt to send it to us, but I mean, we all know that there's only supposed to be 2 groups on any given, and there's always more.
Yeah.
But we can't enforce that. We'd have, you know, we haven't figured
It's
out a way
between
to
the
enforce it.
DPW and the Hudson Police
Yeah.
Department. It's,
Yeah. So, something to think about if somebody comes up with another type of idea, but I definitely think it would be more so, you know, the police department getting that information from the DPW
Right.
and coordinating.
yep.
All right, so thank you, Evan, and let us know if, you know, keep us posted on how it comes along. The other thing that I wanted to ask you, and we'll ask as a board, we're looking to, and I kind of cross this off on one of my other things that I have, we're looking to update the kiosk. I've been working with Lori, over at the, BOS, and we're gonna make changes to the map, because it's not current. It doesn't have the bathrooms listed, it doesn't have, you know, all, you know, I think the fire, memorial, that's not listed. So we were gonna make some changes, and put in a new colored map, because it's kind of faded. And the other thing is, there's like a whole other section for this. And basically, the rules and regulations is this white thing that looks like this. I was thinking maybe to get people's attention to actually look at it, and I've seen other signs that have picture logos that kind of go with it to make it more colorful. So, you know, again, we might have visitors that don't read English. So you could have, I mean, I'm not saying put in another language, but we could have, you know,
Put
symbols.
Big symbols that people can recognize, and then at least the ones that are most important, and then the
Yes.
rest can be text underneath it.
Exactly.
So where is this gonna go?
So when you
In
walk
that
into the
kiosk,
park,
yeah.
there's the main kiosk.
Yeah.
There's a big map of the park. And that needs to be updated, so I've been working with Lori on that. She already like has it done, and she's got, you know, a printer there too, that she can print it out in big. We'll just laminate it and put in there.
So this is by the tiger cage? Is
No.
that the- No.
No, it's
No,
at
it's
the
at the
parking
parking
lot.
lot.
It's the main entrance.
Oh,
Parking
okay,
lot.
okay.
And that's where I put my postings, like
Yeah.
if we have events or things like that. And then on the other side, there's like this, looks like a white,
Yeah.
big posting, but nobody's gonna like
no
sit
one's
there and
reading.
look at it. It's not very eye-catching or enticing. So I had talked to Lori about possibly, you know, maybe putting some icons, you know, to kind of like show people that maybe
Yep.
don't speak English, so that they understand what the do's and don'ts. And I see these on other signs, at other parks. It's just more eye-catching, and even kids could look at it who can't read and go, okay, well, that means don't do that. So anyways, does anybody wanna, you know, anybody think that's a good idea, and think that we should move forward to replacing that one as well and making it more, friendly, eye-catching friendly? Anybody wanna make a motion that we should move forward with that?
I make the motion to approve the information on the kiosk.
Okay,
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right. Do you want to work with Lori on that, this part? Or do you want me
Yeah,
to
so
after
I-
you get it done?
Yeah, once, when I reach out to Rory, I can say that kind of, I mean, first of all, get it approved, just to make sure that the regulations are all set, and then I can also kind of let him know that our hope would also be to make it a little bit more visually appealing, and we
Yeah.
can work with Lori on that.
On the main board,
Yeah, because that's where these are
yeah,
now, so yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yep.
so when we replace it, we can just replace it with something that has a little bit more
yeah.
pop to it.
That was just my thoughts. And the other thing is, I've noticed that the kiosk is getting a little weathered and needs to be painted and fixed a
Stained.
little bit, stained. I don't know if there might be a Boy Scout or Girl Scout that might be interested in taking that on as a project. But if anybody hears of anybody,
Dick MP built that.
I know,
Yeah.
we talked about it the other day, and he was mad that it needs to be updated.
Okay.
So that's where I'm coming with like, okay, we need to update this. So I'm hoping,
Do we have the right paint and stuff? Because I know that's the issue with the,
found the,
The
Dick and
good-
I found the color.
oh, okay.
I have it. So yeah, I do have the exact paint color now.
Okay.
That's
That's good.
So, if anybody, any group, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, want to do this as a project, or if anybody knows of anybody that would be interested in doing this, staining and updating it, inside, like I have the code to get inside of there. It needs to be, like, there's cobwebs and stuff, like, clean that up. So anyways, just, I'm looking to kind of make it look a little more sharp and
Well,
more
it-
updated.
It could be done in the volunteer days because the staining is no really big science.
Mhm.
Just need a roller or brush and
Yep.
sunny day.
Yep, we
could be
could do
done.
that too.
I'll take a look at it. Maybe I'll
Okay,
consider doing it.
all right, so just throw it out, I'm just coming up with some plans, but it was definitely, somebody was saying that our maps were not correct and this and that, so I'm like, yeah, we need to kind of update.
Yep.
Get with the time.
Interesting history of that kiosk. It's been moved 3 times because the parking lot changed 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yes.
So anyways, all right, we'll move forward with that. Thank you, Evan. Get that done hopefully this year. I mean, get all of that done. All right, so the next I, safety in the parking lot, speed level, dog park, coming cars, DPW. I meant to take some pictures. I have the before pictures, but I wanted to throw in pictures of the after, but I didn't get a chance to do that before tonight's meeting. But anybody
great.
coming to the park, it looks awesome. Like, you can definitely see when you drive down, there's the dog park. As for the speed, immediately after, I did see that we have speed signs. are they still there?
No, there is no speed sign.
No, I don't think.
No,
a
there's, like, when you drive in, it blinks your speed on the side of the road.
They're there, but they're not blinking.
When you drive by,
Yeah.
it wasn't telling you your speed.
It worked for a short period of time, but
Yeah.
I live right there. I go by it every
Yeah,
day.
I saw it right away, and I was like, oh, good, they did that. I'm like, and it made me kind of look at my speed as well, to slow down. But I don't know why the other day, I'm like, are they on anymore? I gotta look.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah. So I hope they continue with that, because I think more than 1 week, we need to continue with having those on so that people realize their speed as they're, driving by the entrances to the park. They had one going one way and the other way, so both ways.
I noticed that the police department, they hesitate to put the speed limit sign. Is there any reason why why they don't want to put the speed sign there? On the entrance, that they could put 10-mile speed limit or something, and somehow.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
It could be an option. There's a bunch of signs there already, so they just don't want to have too many signs. But it's something that
Yeah,
Jay
we talked
said
about
they
that
were-
I know you weren't here at the last meeting, but
Yeah,
like, we
it's
had a long
possible.
discussion. It's
Yeah.
possible, but it sounded like as for the DPW and you know, it's just there, too many signs and
Yeah,
people wouldn't really even
sign
look at it.
pollution.
But I thought those little speed sign things, like, I saw them immediately and I was like, looking at my speed. So I'm
I think
hoping
that-
they're still up.
Putting the speed sign, I think it is not simple thing on the public road. You need to have approval for Department of Transportation to change the speed sign. But this is on private land, so that probably wouldn't need to be approved by the Department of Transportation.
Well, we could look into it again.
Do we know
I
who
mean,
put 'em up?
we had a long conversation about it.
Is that the town that put those up, or who put those signs
I
up?
think the police puts those up. You know what one I'm talking about, right? You haven't been to the
Yeah.
park lately.
No, I haven't been to fire.
I'm gonna look when I drive out and see if it's there. All right, so we'll move on to,
So do we want to follow up with somebody to find out why they're not working? I'll do it.
or are they even still there? I have to go back and look.
I don't.
I went away for a week, so I haven't, like, I came back and I'm like, the other day, I'm like, are they still there? I haven't seen them. But yeah, if you wanna.
If they're there and they're not working, I'll try to follow
Yeah.
up and find out why they're not working.
All right, thank you, Steve. And why they took them down, because I think it was a good idea. Okay, so Jay, Erickson Foundation Solutions, Volunteer Day Inquiry. I have sent another email asking if and when they're gonna be able to come over to look at the building. But I know Jay wanted to be there as well with him. So I'm gonna be going back to work next week so I'm not gonna be available during the day. So Steve, I might ask you, if they need to get into the basement or if he needs to, if I can't be there, to have him come in and walk,
Yep.
Erickson Foundation, in the basement
Yep.
of the kitchen.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, or if anybody else is gonna be around, bring him in. But I'll let you know. I mean, she hasn't gotten back to me. She's like, oh, I'll get back to you. So hopefully that'll be soon. And K, damage to the lower parking lot outside of, the dog park. The swale for the water damage extended. That is completed.
Yep.
They, within 1 week, cut down the trees to show the dog park, extended the swale for the erosion, and they fixed the little parking area too down there. That was all ripped up. So thank you very much to the DPW for getting all these things done, checked off our list. So that's done. Update on the Benson Park volunteer cleanup, August 15th. I had Ellen, I was unable to be there. I know
I was there.
Nathan wasn't there, so Jake, how'd it go?
It was great. Really good turnout. It was like over 20 volunteers. Yeah, everybody was, working together and bopping around and getting things done. And yeah, I think the park looks really good.
Yep, and I did get an inquiry from that. A woman that had volunteered, I actually just met with her, possibly doing an adopt-a-spot.
Oh,
So,
great.
right before I came here, I walked around with her, and I think I found another adopt-a-spot.
Awesome.
So, that was good. At least you got that out of that, too.
Great.
Everybody said it was great as far as I saw.
Yeah, the weather was beautiful. It was a good
And
day.
I want to say thank you. I did see the pictures from Amy Campbell for her Girl Scout troop. I want to thank her troop for providing the meals. They had sandwiches, I believe, and water. And so thank you very much. Okay. Next one. Update on the art in the park. So, show you some pictures here. So, we had a free art in the park. That was on, it had been a previous date, but it had to be moved because of rain to August 5th. We had Amanda, I'm gonna probably say her name incorrectly, Blois. from Color Bloom to celebrate the Benson's Wild Animal Farm centennial. She came in and did a free art class for kids. She had her little sign. It's a couple pictures she sent me. Here's some of the things they made. Some of the kids doing their art. She had clay, they could do clay or they could do watercolors. But it looks like the kids had a great time. There was quite a few kids that came that day. She said it was definitely a very popular event. So I want to say thank you to her for coming in and doing this. And hopefully, she'll be able to do that another time. Thank you. All right. Let's see. We move down here. All right, art in the park. All right, so we already talked about the kiosk and the map, do's and don'ts for N. So we can cross that out. And, the Benson's Park entrance sign replacements. DPW, I have not had a chance to contact Jay to see, but he did mention that they were looking into places that would be able to replace the entrance signs because they're basically held together with some wood in the back and the paint's coming off. And so he said that he was looking into getting a company to get those fixed, hopefully, or replaced. So I haven't had a chance to touch base with him, but I'll do that to find out.
Those are made by a volunteer, and they're a remake of the sign that you saw in the barn, at the Hazelton barn. So they were free to the committee at the time.
Mhm.
So, and they'd be close to 20 years old now. And I think they've been
Those
touched up.
signs?
Yeah,
Oh, I heard they came from, I bet, a lot of
I'm talking
rumors
about
where
the
they
big green
came from.
ones.
The ones in the front when you first come
Right.
in, yeah, yeah.
There were
So,
4 of them, I think, or there were 3?
there's 2 that we have.
2, okay. Yeah, maybe we thought there were 4, there were only 3, and we used 2, that's what it was. Yeah.
So, yeah, so the Department of Public Works, he said that, because I have been asking, about getting those replaced, that they need to be replaced, because they are falling apart. So he came in our last meeting and let us know that he was in the process of finding a company to replace them. So, thank you, Jay, and I will touch base with him. So P, trash disposal signs and signs for the park usage posted on the A-frame and amphitheater. Like I said, we talked about at the last meeting how people are overflowing the trash cans and, we only have 2 trash pickup days and, we need, and so we came up with the solution, and the Department of Public Works was in favor of that as well, is to get some type of a sticker sign to put on the trash barrels that says, basically what we would like them to do. Do not put your trash on the side. If you have a party with 50 pizza boxes, you can't leave that on the ground because the animals will come, shred them, and they'll be all over the park. So we talked about what we would be doing, to help the process. If we do have a dumpster, in the parking lot, that if they had extra trash and they needed to put it in there, they could do that. But do not overfill the trash barrels. Or if they look like they're too, gonna be too full, take your trash out, either take it home and dispose of it at your house, or put it in the trash thing. And then we also talked, again, Evan, about putting some type of a information at the A-frame about park usage, that they, and how they can, if they want to, use the A-frame for a party or get together, how to go about doing that, and we were gonna post it. I don't know if anybody's interested in looking into this and finding like where we can have these stickers made and what they can look like, and if anybody wants to take over that. We'd have to count how many trash cans there are for the stickers. And that would be including the dog park, because they're also having some issues. Anyways. I don't have any information, I haven't looked around or checked in on that, but I don't know if anybody else is interested in taking that project on. If not, we'll just kinda, if anybody has time, look around. When you're scrolling on your phone at night, and maybe it's listening to us, so then something might pop up tonight while we're scrolling. That's how I always find things. I'm like, oh, look at that, I was just talking about that today. Or if anybody knows of a place that we can get stickers or signs made, I mean, I'm thinking it would be more of like a sticker to put on the trash barrels.
Yeah, on the trash barrels, it should be a sticker. Yeah, I mean, printing stickers is easy. It's more about, you know, what is the right language and artwork and whatever to be on those forms, and making sure it goes through the proper channels to be
Yeah.
approved by DPW and or the BOS.
Anybody's good at,
The executing part is easy.
well, you know what, maybe I could, another thing I can ask, Lori likes to do that stuff, maybe I'll ask Lori, because she's really good at it, she'll just go and come up with a, and then,
Yeah, if she can create like the language,
yeah. All right, I will ask her.
When they pick up the trash?
I'm sorry?
When do they pick up the trash?
I think it's like Tuesday, because it was a Sunday night, and I was there, and he's like, and that's when I had to call. So just so that you know, if you happen to see, I have, the DPW, I have them on my speed dial. So, I'm like, we got a problem here. This whole park's gonna be shredded with trash in the morning. So he actually did get somebody to come down Sunday night to empty them, because they
Oh,
were,
that's nice.
it wasn't just 2 of them overflowing, there was a lot of them that were overflowing. That's when we kinda came up with, we can't, you know, we have to come up with a sign or sticker to put on them to let people know. You can't do that,
Do
so.
they still have a dumpster in the parking lot, or is that gone?
The dumpster's there, I
It's
mean,
still
that's what I
there.
was saying, they can.
people don't use it.
No, I mean, but I don't know if they know that they can, cause there is illegal dumping. You know, people, you can't put like,
Yeah, you can't take trash from home and.
you can't take like a mattress and throw it in there, cause you don't wanna go.
Yeah.
But I think people are probably more worried about that, so, you know, if not, I mean, you have to take your trash home and put it in your own trash.
Where is the dumpster? I didn't see it.
It's right near the dog park,
Okay.
it's right in front of the dog park, so when you leave here, you could probably see it from the, when you come in. Okay, so I'll look into that. I mean, I think the easiest thing is to come up with, like you said, like come up with a little slogan thing and then get the Department of Public Works to approve it. I'm sure there's a place that you can get stickers,
That's super
Like a-
easy.
stick it on.
Vistaprint or Signs.com, super cheap.
Okay,
They'll ship it to you in 3 days, 2 days.
okay. Or
Set up.
signs.com,
Yep, or Vistaprint.com.
I'm writing that out.
But it's just whatever the PDF is, you just upload it and print it.
Cool.
Done.
Very cool. So hopefully we can get that done sooner than later. But I'll contact Lori and see if she has time. If not, if anybody's good at that kind of thing, I'm not. Okay, new business. Evan, you know about this, and we did add this to our, park rules and regulations. Smoke bombs in the park. Apparently, it's the new thing now to use smoke bombs for your pictures, when you're having your senior pictures. I happen to be the person that got to go over and tell her that you can't have smoke bombs in this park. And
What is a smoke bomb?
it's like a bomb, and you pull it, and it goes boom, and any color smoke that you want, red, orange, yellow, whatever, will come out, and it's like a big, giant cloud of color. Which I actually have a picture of it because he sent it to me. I'm like, oh, God.
Will it be fire hazard too?
Yeah, you can't have those here. It's a part, Evan checked in it, cause I was like, we need to obviously spell this out, because these photographers, like, is this a new thing that they're doing now? And you can't do that in the park. No. Anyways, she wasn't too happy with me, and I did end up having to call the police because she was getting unruly when I asked her
Photographer?
to do that, the photographer, yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Did you
That was the
permit?
day of the.
Yes, that was the day of the big event that we had.
Yeah.
We had the
It
band
was that
here,
morning.
and it was like, we had a lot of people, like, on the property, and at first people thought it was a part of the concert. And we're like, cause this big cloud of red smoke was coming through, and I'm like, nope, this is not a part of the concert. So I did go speak to the woman. I'm, asking her, like, what are you doing? You can't do that. And she got very angry with me, and yeah. So, I just wanna make sure that photographers that come to our park and use our park to take pictures, cannot do that. So,
Now, do you need permits to take the pictures in the park?
no, nope. But you cannot use any type of firework or smoke bombs in the park. And that, I don't know if it's a new thing now and people are gonna do that. I worry about the gender reveals. We have people that come in and do the gender reveal and pop a balloon and confetti goes everywhere. And then they don't pick up the confetti, and then we have animals in the park. So it's just kinda like, I was talking to Evan, I'm like, do we have to really spell this out? No smoke bombs? But I think we do.
Was that only one incident, or has been more than one?
Who knows, but I mean, if she's doing it, I'm wondering if this is a new thing,
Yeah.
like, how they always have like the new thing for this year, the gender reveals, that wasn't anything that we did. I had a baby. Just-
Her reveal was
You
surprise.
you guessed what it was gonna be, nobody knew. But anyways, so Evan did add that to the paperwork. Spelling, spelling it out. All right, sorry. All right, so the next one. Approval process for event posting for Friends of Benson's Park and Hudson Dog Park. So it was brought to my attention that, the Family Fun Day, they have little stakes that go in the ground that somebody's been taking their postings and saying that I don't know who's doing it, but somebody's taking them and getting rid of them. So I would like to make an approval process for event posting for, when people, if we have Friends of Benson's Park that wants to have an event at the park, same thing with the dog park. If they come and talk to us about the event and we would like to post these signs, just the same as when we post a sign, we get it approved from the BOS, and then we can post the signs for the event. I wanted to come up with a process so that we can have it in writing, so that there is, people, maybe there are other people that, from the past in the park, like yourself, that think that they can't do that. But I don't see a problem with it, and I don't know if we wanna entertain a motion for making a process that they would come and ask us if they can post a sign for their event that they're having, and then they would have to get approval from the BOS, and then they can put their sign, like, for the Family Fun Day. I'm thinking her sign was mixed in for the Family Fun Day with all of those other people who are advertising for Senate and so on and so forth. And it's kind of mixed in there, and I'm like, well, we should have that so we get a good attendance under the Benson's Park sign, like, so people see it. You can't post signs in the park advertising for your business or that you're gonna have an event. You have to get approval, because we don't do that in the park.
Okay, you also cannot post political signs on town property.
Exactly.
Right.
And
So
that's what we have out here.
Well, I believe that side of the property where it is, it's the is that our property or is
Our
that?
property is, it's in front of this building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh.
that the
Because I
land
noticed
is
they're not putting it in front of the park. Only one person did.
one person,
But
yeah.
those people, I end up pulling their sign out and,
But then they're also on 111, there's a few. That's our property, or the town's property also.
The town, yeah.
oh, well,
And it's a violation of the Code of Ethics.
yes,
Yeah, I looked it up.
yes, it is.
And they should be removed, and there is one on there that's a person that should know better.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
So maybe we remove them, or if somebody feels that they can go
I don't know
for
if
a
we
walk.
can remove
Yeah, I
them,
don't
or
know
the
if it's our
police
place
need
to
to remove
remove
them.
them.
I guess we should notify the town and
Notify
ask
the
that they be
town.
removed. Because
Okay.
we've got this event coming up, the 100th anniversary, and this.
Well, that's what I mean, and
Yeah.
her sign should not be mixed in with those. Like, I
Right.
think her sign, and this is what I talked about it with Natalie on the phone yesterday, and I said, your sign's mixed in, why is it not over? She's like, cause I'm afraid that it'll get pulled. And I'm like, well, if you have approval to have it, then it should be fine. So anyways, do we wanna entertain, that we make some type of a process so that going down in the future, that people, if they're having an event, either be the dog park or Friends of Benson's, that they need to have the approval. I mean, I don't know why people are moving her sign. I really don't, but apparently they are.
It's not gonna stop people from.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I think it makes more work for us and it's not gonna stop anything.
Well, I still think we need to have like some,
I
mean, if
think
you
we
have
need to
an
have an
event
approval
that's-
process within the committee to control the park. Otherwise, you're gonna have Friends doing one thing or the dog park doing another.
exactly, that's why
And
I'm,
it should all be under this authority.
exactly.
I just don't think the VOS should be involved.
Well, yeah, they
Like
have.
every little,
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like an approval process. So do we wanna say
I think like we could approve it.
our committee, so it would come to us first. So the Benson's Park,
And then we should
First.
notify the Board of Selectmen that
and
they may overrule it.
notify, well, they have to, in order to have this event, they have to get permission by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay.
But, and they're gonna notify, is it okay for us to put up a sign? I mean, I have to do it, even to put up the volunteer, I have to have that sign approved as well.
Right.
I just
Can't
don't
do
wanna
anything.
I don't want us to be responsible for going to the BOS for somebody else's. Like, if it's the Friends, then the Friends should go to the BOS
Right.
for that.
Right, it seems silly for
Other
them
than
to come to
having
us
us
and then we go to them.
Yeah.
It's
I
So
think
you
we
wanna
just
cut us out
notify.
of it?
extra step.
Yeah, no, have us notify them, but then they're responsible for getting the permission from the
Right.
Board of Selectmen.
Right.
Yeah,
So they're gonna notify us that they're having an event, and they're gonna put signs up.
right.
Well, they don't put
Yeah.
signs up till they get permission.
Right.
Okay.
If it comes to us first and then to the next Board of Selectmen meeting,
Yeah,
what's the time window? Weeks?
that's why we have to do everything very, you can't just do it like,
It's
I mean,
town-
her sign is there. She obviously has permission to have it from the Board of Selectmen, but I'm coming up with a process so that people understand moving forward. Anybody on this board, you don't have the right to go move her sign if she has it in front of there, because it's been happening. So,
We should be notified. Goes to the board and then we should be notified.
okay,
Is that what you're saying?
yeah. So you're saying go to the BOS first, and then we should be, I think they should notify us.
I think it's the other way
Hey,
around.
we wanna have this, and I'd be like, oh, that's a great idea. I think it comes to us first, then the BOS.
Right.
Okay.
But we don't have to present it to the BOS.
No, they have to
No, they
present
do
it.
it themselves.
Yep. But I do think they should come and let us know, hey, we're gonna be doing this, and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Cause then we can advertise it, and we can, see if we can help with the event. Does everybody agree on that? Do you think that, any other things that we should add?
If it comes to us first, then it goes to the board. The people who wanna put up the sign go to the board and approve.
Yep.
And then we're notified? Or no?
We're notified
We're-
before.
We're notified.
Yeah, we're
Notified
notified
before.
before.
So if it's not approved,
Then they can't put their sign up, and they're not having their
we
event.
don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. in any event that we have at the park, like even when so I'm gonna move forward, like add a little bit to this. You know, we've had other people that have come into the park and saying that they're having a free yoga or free this or free that, and then they advertise their business. They can't do that. That's soliciting. They can do it under us. If we want to support this as a Benson's Park event that's free, as like a donation type of thing, then you can work it that way. And that's how I did that with the art in the park. We had been trying to look for somebody to do a free art in the park this year, and everybody that we found wanted money. So she's like, no, I'll do it. You know, and it went really well. So I did get the postings made and approved by the Board of Selectmen before we put anything out. So everything has to be approved. All right, so anybody want to make a, my brain's getting a little tired right now. Make a motion. Thank you. Somebody help me. Make a motion about that approving the approval process for event posting for the Friends of Benson's Park and Hudson Dog Park is to first present it to the Benson's Park Advisory Committee, and then notify the Board of Selectmen for their approval for the event and for signage.
I'll make that motion.
One second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. So I will write a letter to the Board of Selectmen and ask them, you know, that we're gonna, if we can do this, if making that a part of the process. All right, H, approval of the shoe pamphlet made by Claudia and Lee Tracy. Everybody had a chance to look at the pamphlet?
Yes.
So Claudia and Paul Tracy, who have been working for a few years now, they redid the shoe. They do events there. Kids can go inside the shoe. And they made a really nice pamphlet, which they wanted to let people know about the history of the shoe. Even though the shoe is not on the historical buildings list for the state, it has been on our property for a very long time. And it's what a lot of people come here to enjoy with their kids. It's like the place to go. And for adults, they love to come and see the shoe, and they remember back when they were a kid and they came here, or some people worked here. But the pamphlet talks about the history of the shoe and who designed it, and anybody else, like, when you read it, add to what I'm saying? I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking.
No, not really. You said it.
So the pamphlet is well made. There is a QR code, so you can look into the designer who made, you know, basically designed the shoe, and the history of it. The one thing that I told her that I think would be a good idea on the back of the pamphlet is that we should have a QR code put on there, so if people would like to donate, because it's gonna take, it's not a one-time, hey, we, you know, remodeled the shoe, it's all done. It's gonna take more remodeling and redoing, like windows get broken or things get broken or needs to be repainted again, or, you know, the steps need to be stained and so on and so forth. It costs money. So if they want to donate, there is a way to donate, and for all of our buildings here. Jake, you wanna talk about how people can do that?
What's that?
About donations, the process?
Oh, I mean, I don't know the process that well, but, you know, you just have to make sure that when you know, write the check, that you designate exactly where it's going to.
Yes.
So if you wanna donate to the train station, you have to make sure that you say that in the memo, because it helps us get it approved through the DPW.
And the checks would go to the town.
Yep.
You know, for Benson's Park, for the town. So if anybody's interested in doing that, but that was my comment on their flyer, that they should add that. The other question is, do you think that shouldn't be handed out to families that are coming and interested? Anybody have any comments or your thoughts?
You're saying that they just want to hand this out when people visit?
Yeah, so like for
Alright.
the Family Fun Day.
Yeah, oh,
and-
sure.
and I think it's a great idea.
One small correction, it was restored by the Cub Scouts, not the Boy Scouts in 2010, but other than that,
The Cub Scouts?
yeah. It was Cub Scouts, not Boy Scouts.
All right, well, we'll have to
Just I picked that up.
make a change on that.
Scouts would be upset.
So I gotta write that.
Is there the QR code on it?
No, there isn't one on here.
There is a QR code that goes on there if you want more information about the gentleman. But there isn't a QR code on it if they wanna make a donation.
Does
That
anybody-
was my thing, that I think they should have that on there.
Should we ask him to do it? Do you think? Should we ask him to update the flyer?
I did talk to him on the phone about that. I sent him the words that we had, at our previous, historical unveiling, and he said that was too many words to update that. But then I went on to talk about a QR code. And I think their thoughts were, why don't we come up with another pamphlet? I'm like, too many pamphlets. I'm like, if
Yeah.
you're handing this out, this would be better
Yeah, put it on there.
to put on there.
Yep.
So, if everybody is okay with that, then what I'll do is I will send a copy to the BOS and get approval. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I make the motion to approve the shoe pamphlet.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. All right, well, I will send that.
Does anybody remember floating Moby Dick?
Is it on?
It's in here.
I don't, but I'm sure if we looked on the map. it
I've
might
never
be
heard
there.
of that before.
We'll have to look. I'm sure that she did a lot of research.
I mean, it's an old picture, so it had
Yeah, it's a
a long
great,
time ago.
it's a great pamphlet, and it
Yeah.
tells the story, and I don't think we really had a
And it
lot of-
shows that when it was brown, which was a very short period of time.
Yeah.
That is legit.
I know, it's pretty good. I think they're looking to maybe get that on the historical. She was wondering why it wasn't on the historical properties. I said, I don't know how they,
That was determined back in the early 2000s
by who?
by the Preservation Department in Concord. I forget the formal name of it.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't know. At one time, they came and did a dig right about where the train, just before the train station was moved. They had to make sure that there were no artifacts located under the ground.
Oh,
And they did this dig, and they came up with this box of, for lack of a better term, garbage that they had collected out of there. And
oh.
nobody knew what to do with it. It ended up with me. I gave it back to our selectman rep, who took it to the Board of Selectmen, who were appalled at this box.
Was it like, what was in it?
You know, those little clips that you have, they used to use on pages to highlight things you should look at. That was
Yeah.
one of them. There were paper clips. There were like pieces of string, pieces of plastic.
Why?
These were things that they found in the archaeological dig, which is what they called it.
Huh, interesting.
It was a little bit of a scandal at the time.
Yeah. you
Not
wonder
not
what
from our
else.
point of view, but from
Yeah,
Concord's point of view.
it's kind of interesting. Somebody else dug it up and.
I remember nobody knew what to do with it, so I ended up with it because I was chairman at the time. I took it
Box?
home and I opened this thing and I couldn't believe what was in it.
You're like, that's it? Was it a cool box at least?
No, it was a box about the size of, half the size of that, it was about like that.
The little black box.
Yeah, basically, yes. But it was wrapped in brown paper and addressed to the town of Hudson.
That's so funny. Well, I think it's a great idea, and I think it'll bring people an idea of, like, how did this thing even come up with? Like, who came up with this? It's been around for a long time. All right, so moving forward. All right, calendar.
Yeah.
We're gonna start off with the Centennial Celebration Day of Friends of Benson's Park, September 12th, from 11 to 3. And we have Jan that would like to say a few words about that.
So it is going to be September 12th from 11 to 3, and there will be petting zoo, live music, face painting, balloons, sponsor table, food truck, magic, old woman in the show opening, fire and police department would have, I guess, kiosks there, and central memorial collection display.
Very nice.
That's all.
Well, it sounds like a great event. I hope everybody can come to that, especially, you know, celebrating 100-year birthday of Benson's Wild Animal Farm. Nobody knows the exact day. We haven't found that yet, but
It's debated what the.
that's
what
the
date is,
mystery.
Yeah.
A lot of research has been going on trying to figure that out, but.
You mentioned the memorial tree planting, and Natalie didn't mention it here.
Say that again?
You mentioned that a good idea would be plant the memorial tree at the celebration.
Oh, that actually would be a great idea, but I don't know if they'll be able to plant the tree then.
I guess, you know, it is just some idea.
Well, I think that is a really good idea. I mean, you'll have to talk to Friends of Benson's Park.
Okay, I will.
See if they would want to do that. That's a very good idea. All right, thank you, Jan. The next Benson's Park Advisory meeting will be Thursday, September 17th. Oops, I think I put 20th. Boy, am I,
17th, 20th, 16.
we're so busy. At 7
Bunch of
p.m.
numbers
See, I
going
sent
on.
this to you guys, and nobody looks at it. You would have said Sue. And then we have the volunteer cleanup, which will be Saturday, September 19th, from 9 to 2, lunch provided. Again, we only have 2 more cleanups coming up, September and October, and then we will be finished for the winter. We do a November kitchen clean out to make sure that we count and kind of get an idea of what things need fixing and not fixing. And then we also do a clean out of the office area to make sure that we have a count on paper goods and things like that. So we usually do that in November, but our last volunteer pickup for this year will be in October. And any other business remarks anybody wants to make before we adjourn?
Well, I want to mention, I just noticed, maybe some of you noticed it too, on 206 Central Street, there is 23-acre lot, which used to be, in 1990s, hazardous disposal. And there is developer who want to put a little mall there, which is, and it is just beside our park.
Mm-hmm.
So there was concern if we should be concerned about the hazardous waste disposal there, which could affect our quality of the park. So I don't know if we should put some input to the selectmen about it, that we are concerned about it.
What was where is this again?
207 Central Street. There was 23 acres they want to develop into the small mall or maybe even
They want to
residential.
put in a small mall.
Yeah,
Do you know who ran the business before? That was dumping the hazardous waste?
1990s was hazardous waste, yeah. But
It was done in
also-
the 90s, but we don't know who did it.
Oh.
Yeah,
It was John Mansville way back, but
yeah.
I do know that this has been talked about a lot. I actually went down and spoke about, because I do live in the area and I was against the building. So there's been a lot of discussion already brought up about that. I don't really see what we could do as a group.
Well, no, they're looking for approval. The Board of Selectmen kind of postponed the decision on it yet, so they didn't approve it so far. So maybe
Yeah.
our input would kind of be maybe sway it one way or other way.
I don't know. I mean, if you want to go down and say something on, you know, your behalf.
Okay.
I mean, I did it on my behalf. But I think as a committee, I'm not really sure that we
They
should
do
get
represent
involved
the
with that.
town, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. How would that impact the park?
Well, you know, maybe can the I don't know if it was asbestos or lead paint or whatever was it, but it can seep to our side and affect the wildlife maybe.
Okay. The state should have, if it's
Yeah, they
defined as a
said,
hazardous waste site, the state should have information on that.
they said, you know, they comply with all the state requirements, so.
Yeah. Interesting, something to think about. All right, any other remarks by committee members that anybody wanted to say
And-
before we leave?
I was walking in the park today, and I noticed the stone wall on the moose side of the swan pond. There are 2 or 3 pieces of stone missing there. There is kind of big drop on the other side. They fell down. So before the winter time, I don't know if it would be DPW responsibility to fix it or our responsibility.
We had talked about that several times,
Okay.
and I have put in a request for that to be looked at. The DPW is well aware. I've sent photos. We've talked about that. It's just basically now waiting to see what Erickson and Son is gonna choose to do, because they are having their volunteer day. That was also on my list. You might not have been at that meeting when I shared that. But yeah, we're aware.
And, you know, the stone pieces are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And there is drop maybe like 5 feet on the other side.
Yeah,
So,
I've taken lots of pictures and I've sent them, so yeah, we're aware. I get,
Talked about it with Jay, didn't we,
Yeah,
like
we
last
have.
month.
but thank you. Okay, all right. Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up before we adjourn? All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming here tonight. I'm really excited about the Centennial Family Fun Day coming up, so I hope everybody can make it. And until next month. All right. Meeting adjourned at 8:25.